What's going on, guys? My name is Joey Speaks, and this is Everyday People, the podcast, the mini pod. All right, guys, so we're going to jump right in. And today I want to talk to you if you are brand new to fitness. I want to give you the main exercises that I would suggest for you or anybody else who has never lifted weights, who has not lifted weights in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. If you are just totally you're out of it and you are looking to get back into it, I want to give you the exercises that I suggest that I think that you should do to get yourself started. Here's the 9 exercises, okay? Number 1, body weight squats or goblet squats. Number 2 are lunges. Number 3 are wide stance Romanian deadlifts. Number 4 are push-ups. Number 5 are close grip push-ups. Number 6, shoulder press. Number 7 are pull-ups or bicep curls. Number 8 are dumbbell rows. And number 9 are planks. The number 1 exercise that I think that everyone should do are squats. Body weight squats to start, and then goblet squats as you get a little bit more advanced. Now, body weight squats are just that. You're just going to be doing squats with your body weight only. Now, here's the thing about squats. I happen to think that heel elevated squats are even better for people who are new than your feet flat on the floor. And let me tell you why. So when your heels are elevated, it gives you a little bit better balance as you get your butt down lower, in between your ankles. And when you have balance when you're doing squats, you're able to actually focus on your legs as opposed to keeping yourself from falling. Okay. So here in the gym, I have people do heel elevated squats all the time. The more advanced that you are, the easier it is to be on a flat surface. And then also there are something called squat shoes. That's a whole other conversation, another video, but there are squat shoes that have an elevated heel to where you don't have to get something to elevate your heels with. So I think that body weight squats are the number 1 exercise you should probably focus on. And whenever you're doing your squats, I want to give you some mental cues. Always keep your toes slightly pointed outwards. When you go down into your squat, make sure that you bow your knees slightly outwards. You want to keep your head up, your shoulders back, keep your back nice and straight, and get your butt down as low as you can. If you're able to get your hips as low as your knees, that is fantastic. Your legs will basically be at a 90-degree angle. And that's what you're looking for. That does not mean that you can come shallow of that and it won't be effective. It won't be as effective, but it will still work, okay? The newer that you are, maybe the higher that you're gonna end up, but the better that you are, the lower you're gonna go. Now, the next form of squats that I like for people who are new are goblet squats. And goblet squats basically just means that you are holding a dumbbell right here underneath your chin. So you can hold a kettlebell, you can hold a dumbbell right here. And so here's the thing. You want to keep the weight as close to your body as possible so that the weight is kind of within your body as opposed to being out in front of your body, stressing your lower back. Okay. Squats are a great exercise. It is such a big compound movement. It gets everything in your lower body pretty much. It gets your core, gets your balance, it gets your agility, it gets a little bit of everything. So squats are the number 1 exercise I would suggest. Number 2, the next exercise for the lower body that I would say are lunges. Now, lunges I want you to think about squats as building strength and size, especially as you get more advanced. When you're doing body weight and you're doing very lightweight, you're not going to build much size, but you are going to build endurance and you're going to just kind of get your body ready to go. Okay. So as you get a little bit deeper into your workouts, I want you to think about the difference in lunges and squats. Squats are going to be for size and strength. Lunges, I look at for definition. Okay. More conditioning. Now, lunges are basically, you're trying to create 2 90-degree angles with your legs. Okay. As you do your lunge, I want you to think that you're letting your back knee drive down to the floor. Barely tap the floor, or maybe come about an inch short of the floor, go right back up. Now you can do alternating lunges or you can do static lunges. Alternating just means that you're going to go left leg in the front, then right leg in the front, or right leg in the back, left leg in the back. Or you can just keep one leg out in front and just go straight up and down, and that's a static lunge. Lunges really dig deep into the fibers. You're really getting your legs into a stretched position. And a lot of people do not like lunges. People do not like lunges most of the time because they're tough, but they really do create great definition. Okay. So bodyweight squats, goblet squats, and lunges are the two main exercises, or two of the three main exercises for your lower body that I want to talk about. The next one are wide stance Romanian deadlifts. So just imagine yourself, you're standing there, right? And you have your legs wide and you go down and touch the floor. You're going to be stretching your hamstrings, those muscles in the back of your legs. So wide stance Romanian deadlifts literally focus almost specifically on your hamstrings. You get a little bit of glutes, lower back as well, but the focus really is on your hamstrings. Now, if you add weight to this really does give you a little bit more of an intense stretch, and it lets you contract better as you're coming back up. So just think of a Romanian deadlift as you go down, as you bend over, you are stretching your hamstrings. As you are coming back up, you want to contract your hamstrings for that flex, okay? So that is going to work the backside of your leg, the posterior chain, the backside of your legs, I should say, in your hamstrings, your glutes, as well as your lower back, okay? So those are the three exercises I would say to start off with if you are a newbie to the gym. Now, like I said, you do not need any weights for these. If you just use body weight, this is going to be totally fine. The better you get, the more advanced you get, add some weight. And then as you get more advanced, you go into other things. Okay. So for your lower body, squats, lunges, Romanian deadlifts, wide stance Romanian deadlifts. Okay. Next, push-ups for our upper body. We're going to go to our upper body now. Push-ups. Now, I happen to think that push-ups are a pound for pound exercise. And let me tell you why. You hit 4 muscle groups when you are doing push-ups. You hit your chest, obviously. Okay. You hit your triceps because your triceps are extending as you are pushing up into the push-up. And you also get your shoulders. They are totally involved in the movement. And if you're doing these incorrectly, you can hurt your shoulders. But if you're doing them properly, you can really build some good definition in your shoulders as well. The last muscle group is your core, because you're basically doing a moving plank. So now, one of the best things about push-ups is that there are so many different variations that you can use. You can go, wide stance. You can go narrow stance. You can go neutral stance. You can go with your hands up on a bench. You can go with your feet up on a bench. You can put one hand on a dumbbell. You can, there's so many different things you can do. You can put one foot up and do a push-up. But the key is that you get so much bang for your buck. And then on top of that, when you're doing push-ups, if you're doing enough of them, you're breathing hard when you're done. You're actually getting some good cardio if you're doing push-ups, especially if you get good at them and you're able to do, more than 12 at a time, 12 to 25, maybe 30 push-ups. It's tough. And it's not a full upper body exercise, but man, you get so many different muscle groups, all the push muscle groups when you're doing push-ups. So I love push-ups. I have the guys here at the gym do push-ups all the time. I do them more than my share. I love push-ups. I think I get so much benefit. Here's a little thing. When I'm really on it, when my chest is really strong, I start off with 3 sets of 20 reps just as a warm-up before I actually get to my weight warm-up for my chest workout. So I'll do 20 reps of regular push-ups, which is neutral. Then I'll do 20 push-ups of wide grip push-ups. This is going to get more out towards my armpits. And then I do 20 push-ups of narrow grip or narrow stance push-ups, which gets a little more of my inside chest and my triceps. Then I go warm up on the bar or the dumbbells. So push-ups are just a pound for pound exercise. I suggest them for everybody. And if you cannot do them on your toes, do them on your knees. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like lowering the weight on a weight stack when you're doing something on a machine. It's not like they're less than push-ups. They're just a different version of push-ups that allows you to get more work. All right, next. What is next? So another form of push-ups are military push-ups or diamond push-ups. These specifically focus on your triceps. Okay, so military push-ups are basically when you have your hands pretty much directly underneath your chest and your elbows are really tucked back here. You're really going to get such good work for your triceps. Now, you will get a little bit of work for your chest, but if you can focus on your triceps with your mind, get the mind-muscle connection going, man, you will kill your triceps and they will react well. Okay, next are diamond push-ups. Those are even a little bit more advanced when your hands are literally together like this and you're trying to make a diamond shape with your fingers like this. That digs into your triceps so viciously. They're tough. but they are good and they really get good results. Now, like I said, for the regular push-ups, if you can do them on your feet, do them on your feet. If you cannot do them on your feet, do them on your knees. It's not a less than push-up. It's just a push-up variation to allow you to be pushing less weight so you can do more good reps to get the work for the muscle. Okay, next. We'll move right along here. This is going to be a quick one, but that's okay. Next one is shoulder press. So shoulder press is, in my opinion, probably the best exercise for your shoulders. I would suggest dumbbells with these, something very light, especially when you're just starting out. 5 pounds, 10 pounds, depending on how strong you are, maybe even 2 pounds. You just want to just get your body into the right position to be able to push up and get that press with your shoulder. Now, if you ever seen my workout videos, you'll notice I never ever lock my arms out up at the top. My elbows don't straighten anyway because of my injuries, but I never ever lock my elbows out. I always leave my elbows about this short. Okay, so my range of motion is something like this, but I always try to get real deep where my elbows go lower than my shoulders. That creates a longer stretch, which creates a longer contraction. Shoulder press is a great exercise for your shoulders. And then I also suggest not having your hands so straight across like this. Kind of tilt your hands in like this and bring your elbows forward just slightly. That's going to help you not hurt your shoulders and be able to focus on them as much as you can. Okay, shoulder press, dumbbells, keep it really light. Work your shoulders. You're going to get some triceps in there also because it's a push muscle again. Yeah, okay. Next one are pull-ups or bicep curls. So let me explain why I put these two together. So pull-ups are one of the best back exercises you can get. Now, when you work your back, you also work your biceps. It's almost impossible to keep your biceps out of your back exercises. There are specific moves you can do on machines at certain gyms, but for the most part, you're always going to get your biceps when you do your back. If you're able to do pull-ups, I suggest doing pull-ups. They're very hard. They're one of the toughest bodyweight exercises that exist. But if you can, when you're doing pull-ups, I would say to really be squeezing your lats, these muscles right here. But I also would say really squeeze your biceps if you are a beginner. The more advanced you get, I would tell you to try to keep your biceps out of it. Okay, that's another conversation. Pull-ups, and you can get bands that will assist you to be able to help you get up and control yourself on the way down. But you really can get some good bicep work along with obviously the specific back work when you do pull-ups. Now, the next variation for your biceps that I would say is to just do regular good old-fashioned bicep curls. And when you do your bicep curls, I always suggest that you want to keep your palms forward, which is called being supinated. Okay, so this is pronated, this is neutral, this is supinated. Always think palms up is supinated, palms down is pronated. I think that supinated curls are going to give you the best bang for your buck as far as your biceps are concerned. It is literally the way that your biceps want to go when you're going to contract them at their peak. Okay, so these are not bad. These are not bad. I just think these are better. Okay, so when you're doing your bicep curls, you want to try to keep your elbows still so that you isolate your biceps. Okay, bicep curls are one of the biggest biceps. Your bicep muscles are the big show muscles, right? So if you're wearing a tank top or, when you're ever facing somebody straight on, it's your biceps and your chest that stick out to people. They can't see your triceps. They can't see your shoulders or the back of your shoulders or your back. So people typically will do a lot of chest and a lot of biceps. That's very typical amongst people who definitely just start working out. Okay. So when you're doing these, make sure you get the good contraction. When you come up here, squeeze your biceps as much as you can. Let your elbows straight down as much as you can to get that good stretch. Okay. So I would suggest bicep curls, very lightweight, just work on the contraction. Okay. Next are dumbbell rows. So now we just talked about pull-ups for your back. Those are very difficult and maybe not even in the cards for a lot of people when they're just beginning. But you know what's weird is that sometimes people who've never worked out can just jump on the bar and just do a pull-up, 3, 4, 5 pull-ups. It's just one of those things. Some people can just do them. Some people just cannot. Then they have to learn how to do them. Anyway, so the next one I want to talk about are dumbbell rows for your lats, for your back. That's basically where you're bending over and you are rowing the dumbbells up to you. Okay. That is going to specifically work on your lats, but it's also going to work on your biceps because you're pulling towards your body. So dumbbell rows are a great exercise for your lats, for your back. And then depending on where you place your arms, you can get a little more on the outside of your back. You can get a little more on the inside of your back. That's another video, another conversation. So dumbbell rows for your back. Then the last one I want to talk about are planks, or when you just plank. Now, planks specifically are going to target more of your core as opposed to just your abs. And I think that when people say the word core, I think that they are thinking a lot of times, especially people who are new, you hear core, you think abs. While that may be partially true, your core is everything around the midsection, okay, your lower back. I mean, your everything, your obliques, your abs. So it's the entire process. Not the entire process. It's the entire part of your body. So planking is, they're very tough, but they are very effective. In my opinion, I think that low plank, when you're basically, so let me give you the two basic variations. A high plank is when you're at the top of a push-up position, okay? Feet out, hands up right here. You're in the top of a push-up position. The low version of that is when instead of being on your hands, you're just on your forearms, okay? I happen to think that being on your forearms are a little bit tougher, but some people will say high plank is harder. Some people will say low plank is harder. I guess it depends on the person. Anyway, so I think that planking and starting off 20 seconds, 30 seconds maybe. As you get better, increase your time. As you get better, as you get much more advanced, there's different types of planks you can, there's 100 different kinds of planks you can do. And they all suck. They're all tough, but they all are effective. These are the 9 exercises that I think are going to get you the best bang for your buck when you are new to the gym and just getting started. All right, guys, this has been a great show. Nice quick one. If you have any questions, leave me comments, hit me directly, and I will see you in the next show.